Hey everyone, it's Mark Sargent, and this is Flat Earth Q&A emails number 34, where you email me your Flat Earth questions, and I will do the best to answer them. If I can't get to them on the regular show, which is Tuesday nights on truthfrequencyradio.com, then I will do a separate thing here. So all you have to do is send it to msargent23 at comcast.net. Let's just get right into it. The first email is called The Sun's Heat. Hi Mark, I was thinking about the heat the sun gives off. It travels through space and then hits Earth. Here's a question for somebody out there that's smarter than me. How does the heat or photons not lose the heat it contains by the time it reaches Earth? Space is freezing, isn't it? If I leave Earth and travel towards the sun, I don't think the heat given off by the sun will keep me warm in outer space. It seems odd that whatever is leaving the sun would suddenly warm up when it hits Earth. Anyways, I'm also attaching a pic from Spaceballs in hopes that you can add it to the slideshow. And yes, not only did I add it to the slideshow, but I added it to a thumbnail. And it's the Spaceball thing where a giant mechanical cleaning woman is sucking the atmosphere out of the Earth, and the Earth is surrounded by this weird kind of dome shell, which is kind of cool. So thank you for that. This one's called Thank You for All the Help with the Fort Collins Meetup. How knowing about Flat Earth will change your life view. Mark, it seems like from day one as infants, the spinning ball Earth story is pounded into our heads. We are just a spinning blue marble planet within the vacuum of space. An accident, a coincidence, no purpose, no reason is the scary, unsettling lot in life you are told to accept. Just a speck of random dust, one of millions of specks of random dust, flying at incredible speeds in an ever-expanding universe and spinning around at the same time at over 1,000 miles an hour, about 240 miles an hour faster than the speed of sound. Yet all our senses, our eyes, instincts, and what we feel, see, and experience is the opposite. We feel stationary. There is no spin. Being on a flat plane feels right, but we are programmed not to trust what we feel, and of course never ever question your teachers or in later life the authorities. Do I dare say it? Our rulers, the first big con is to make us second guess our own intuition, instincts, and physical senses. After that, any false flag, Santa Claus conspiracy is easy to cram down our throats, and we become oh so controllable. To know Flat Earth is to free oneself from the chains of mental bondage and ultimately trust in yourself first and not the so-called experts for what our purpose is or what our instincts tell us. Flat Earth is your e-ticket, oh that dates you, to mental clarity and freedom. You know, they don't have e-tickets anymore. Education is what remains after one has forgotten everything he learned in school. And that was said by Albert Einstein, that last part. Awesome, thank you. And this one's called Another Amazing Find. Hey Mark, Franklin here. I don't know if you remember, but I'll jog your memory in case you'd forgotten. I had wrote you an email. I'm reading this as is, guys, so don't give me any crap. About finding a gem near the end of the apocalypse now with a reporter ranting about Flat Earth. Well, recently I was watching the History Channel's documentary about the Shroud of Turin called The Real Face of Jesus from the Shroud of Turin. You can also find it on YouTube. So around the 41-minute mark, one of the commentators says that to doubt the findings on the age of the Shroud, you would have to be a member of the Flat Earth Society. So yeah, funny to hear this echo is far-reaching in so-called reality. Franklin Lugo, L-U-G-O, Lugo. Awesome. Thank you for that, Franklin. This one's called Flat Earth Reference in JRE, which I would imagine is the Joe Rogan Experience. And that's just one of them. Aloha from the Big Island, I called once. And his name, I think, is Kane. Thanks, Kane. Yeah, Joe Rogan's not stopping. He just keeps going on Flat Earth. He is not going to. And again, he's either very, very clever and he knows that things going to generate a polarizing effect. And as long as he's on the majority side, which still believe in the globe, he's safe. Will he ever flip over? I don't know. He might, but you never can tell. This one's also from the same guy. It's called Hawaii Pics, Aloha, and he sends me some pictures, 80-foot camera elevation, and he's looking out at 37.49 miles to the plume. The plume couldn't be more than 300 feet tall, but one can see the base where it is thick and steamy. Awesome. That's great. This one's called Check It Out, and it's sent to myself and Patricia Steer from Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. This one's, let me see here, Mark. It's a guy, it's a YouTube video. It's a guy in upstate New York on a paramotor going up to 15,000 feet. Only problem is, of course, he's using a damn GoPro. Do you guys know of anyone who uses a paramotor? I doubt it, but this video is pretty cool. Knowing you, Mark, you probably do. You seem to know about random things sometimes. It's true. I do have a lot of weird aesthetic knowledge. I was good at Trivial Pursuit and good at all sorts of random trivia crap. Just jamming it in my head. I don't know why. What you should do in the future video is bring a regular camera up there. Oh, so he wrote to this guy and suggested instead of a GoPro camera, try to rig a regular camera that doesn't distort the view at all. The GoPro makes everything fisheye. We would look. I don't know why everyone says fisheye rather than the peephole, because really that's what we all know. A fisheye lens is a peephole lens. When you look through a peephole in a door, and we've all done it, the hallway isn't curved. But they don't call it a peephole lens. They call it a fisheye lens. And it's interesting. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like a fisheye from the outside, but it's, from a practical standpoint, it's always a peephole. It doesn't matter. We would love to see the view without a fisheye. It puts an artificial curve on everything. We would really like to see it without that. Later to you, to you two crazy kids, really, because we're kids, Patricia and I. Happy 100th episode, Mark, and happy 144th, Patricia. Be well. P.S. Check out this picture of one of the fish tanks about a month ago. It's a bit different now because fish like to remodel whenever they feel the need to. The shelf thing inside it is one of our inventions. It's called an eco level. It's a planting bed and platform for fish tanks. If you know anyone who is an aquarium enthusiast, tell them to check out myecolevel.com. myecolevel.com. Thanks. Love you both. Alexander Solounius, otherwise known as A.E. Solounius, Solounias. Don't know if that's Greek. Might be. All right, moving on. This one's called My 5-Year-Old Glober. Mark, I just went down the rabbit hole in the last 10 days. What the F? We are on a motionless flat plane. After hours of listening to you, Dave W., and Jeranism, Eric D., ODD, and many more, what got me convinced was the lack of water curvature. I live in the land of 10,000 lakes. And that's in the United States, by the way. And to think, I think it's Minnesota. And to think that all the time I spent fishing, staring out over miles of water, and the truth was staring me in the face. With that said, I was talking to my 5-year-old Joel. He's in preschool. I told him that the earth was flat. He replied, "You're silly. My teacher, Miss Anderson, says it is round like a ball." I then told him, "I know she thinks that, but it's flat." He says, "You're wrong, Daddy." I tried the same conversation with my 7-year-old Jesse with similar results. I then realized what flat earthers are up against. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters with wives and children, 16 people in total. During a family get-together, oh man, you know where this is going, I brought up Flat Earth and proceeded to show 2 brothers your intro to Flat Earth vid. Oh, outstanding. And after dinner, I discussed Flat Earth theory with all the family members in the same room. Do people not listen? When I say the first rule of Flat Club is do not talk about Flat Club, do they listen? No, they don't. Honestly, I feel like Tyler Durden sometimes. I really do. I was explaining how water can't curve in the 8 inches per mile squared test. My teenage nephews said that's crazy. My brothers seemed skeptical at first, but then they started saying the typical moon landing satellite space photos. I gave them the truth back with both barrels. I thought I saw some glimmer of hope, or at least I planted a seed. A few days later, I sent the links to half a dozen FE vids to most of my brothers and sisters. Crickets for now. Yeah, you think. There's a local brewing company called Flat Earth. I will be buying all future Christmas and birthday presents from them for all my family members. Hats, t-shirts, etc. And there it is, Flat Earth Brewing Company. Brewing on the edge. And that was done before we did our stuff. He goes, I also mentioned this Monday to my boss, the water curvature test. Dude, he's a big boater. Needless to say, he was intrigued. I'm going to send him your clues links to watch. I'm becoming so infamous. I'm going to wreck people's lives. That's what's really going to happen. I'm going to buy a nice zoom camera and laser and do my own no curvature test this summer, like Jeranism laser test, just to convince my family and friends. For me, the lack of water curvature is the easiest to wrap my head around and convince other people. Thanks much. And at the very end, he goes, it's okay to read this on your shows. Okay, just so you guys know, I'm going to read it unless you put something in the title, the first line saying, don't read it on air. All right, just so you know. Anyway, that's from Jeff Barth. I've heard from him before. He's out in, New Brighton, Minnesota. I'm not going to say what company he works for. I don't want to get him in any more trouble that he's already in. This one's called Thought You Might Like This. Sorry, I'm moving some screens around. And it's a picture showing... Oh, yeah, flat stamp. He got a flat stamp to use on envelopes and stuff. That's awesome. That's really, really great. He goes, keep up the good work, man. Been with you since March of 2015. Wow, almost since the beginning, because the Flat Earth Clues, the very first videos were done on February 10th, 2015, so he was right in there. This one's called Lost Star Wars Game. I get the most interesting... I never get the same... That's not true. Every once in a while, like every fifth email, I'll get something just titled Flat Earth. Or Are You Serious? But I get the greatest titles. Literally, the title of this video is called Lost Star Wars Game. Mark, congrats on 100 episodes. Not sure if this was ever brought up. I may have sent you this before, but knowing you have some background in games, you might find this interesting. There was a Battlefront game in alpha phase around 2007 or 8 that was never released. It featured ground-to-space transitions, and here's the gameplay link to it. I find it a bit curious. Was someone afraid of these kind of images being put into the public mindset? The title that took its place, largely developed by DICE, D-I-C-E, has no transitions and largely seems to be ground-based Star Wars-skinned battlefield game. Thanks, Robert. I have not clicked on the link, and I am sorry it took me that long to get to it, but I will move this over to my linkage pile, and I will look at that when I am done with this. This one's called 2014 Optimal Control with Aerospace Applications, and it's a picture and it's a quote. Let us assume the Earth is not rotating. Oh, it's a thing from a NASA thing that's in the section 2.1, optimal launch of a satellite. Let us assume the Earth is not rotating, so we do not get a boost from the rotation. The circular orbit plane contains the launch site, so there is no out-of-plane dogleg maneuver. The Earth is flat. We tip our hats to the Flat Earth Society, and the acceleration due to gravity is a constant equal to the standard free fall, i.e. gravity equals 9.80665 meters per second squared. And I don't know. It was written by Longuski, Guzman, and Prussing, P-R-U-S-S-I-N-E, an excerpt from Chapter 2 known as Optimal Control Theory. That's interesting. Very interesting. I don't know what to make of that yet. This is from Jack, personal, so no need to read on air. All right, it's a Jack Frost letter, so I'm not going to read it on air, but I did read it. Thank you, Jack. Just assume that I've already read it by the time you listen to this. This one's called Dad Worked at JSC for Apollo 11. Hi, Mark. I came to Flat Earth December of 2015. Started for me with that vid you made that someone else named They Are Hiding God. Yes, the They're Hiding God video, which is basically just the Flat Earth Clues mashed together. And people jumped on that way before I made mashed Flat Earth Clues together. Because remember, when I made the Flat Earth Clues, when you're just starting out on YouTube, you can't make unlimited size videos. You're limited to 15 minutes. That shows you how, even though I've been around in YouTube for a long time, I'd never really made videos. Anyway, he goes, then I saw the Sobrel footage of the fake shot of the Earth out of the round window. Then the light bulb went off in my head, and I saw the flat Earth as the mother lode lie, and the distraction over the moon landing made sense. Then I found you, Eric DeBay, and Celebrate Truth, and I went flat forever. It was an enormous hug from God. I had not heard that one before. I was a child of the space program, grew up in Houston. My dad worked at JSC on all the programs, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo. He slept on a cot for 3 days at JSC that July of 1969. He was on the IBM systems, helping Neil dodge that crater. Has anyone spoken to you about the psyop they had going at JSC? This is something that needs addressing, and I'm hoping something gets leaked. My dad is still alive, but soon no one who was there will be. IBM moved my dad in March of 1970 to New Jersey. I now find that suspicious too. Many people from JSC Houston, I think, left over Apollo 12. If they did such a great job, you would keep them, right? We eventually ended up in Titusville as my dad worked on system software for the shuttle from 74 to 76. I saw the last Apollo launch. I now live in Titusville, came here for personal reasons, which have now changed, and now the real reason why I'm here is unfolding. Many people I knew worked over there, including people who were hands-on with the shuttle. I am committed to this movement 110%, whatever it takes. Thank you for all your work, and I can't wait until the conference. That's from Julie Williams, who will be attending the Flat Earth Conference in Raleigh, North Carolina, coming this fall. If you guys want all the information on that, just either go to the main website, which is fe2017.com, or you can get the abbreviated version by just typing Flat Earth Conference into YouTube. And you will see a whole bunch of promo videos. I'm going to do one literally every Saturday until the conference happens or I'm dead, whatever comes first. This one's called New Flat Earther. Hi Mark, love the show, love your videos. Just want to give a shout out to you for all the brain unwashing you have done for me. I really know now we are not on a spinning ball. The one thing that always had me wavering was the bottom of clouds lighting up on sunrise and sunsets. Then I found Rob Skiba's video on atmospheric lensing and wanted to share that with your callers. He did a great job on that, and I think your listeners will really enjoy his stuff also. I was raised very religious but fell to the dark side. Why is it always a Star Trek reference? Wow, there's a geek blunder. Star Wars reference. Sorry about that. Now I feel this is bringing me back full circle. Not sure how I feel about that. LOL, just kidding, winky face. Anyway, maybe I will call in some Tuesday and give a shout out. Yes, you absolutely should call in. And hopefully you have by now. I know this email was written a while ago. By the way, the flight paths from your video and Eric Dubay had me really looking at this flat earth conspiracy and taking it seriously. Also, I wanted to slap you for ruining sci-fi movies for me. Oh, come on. You liked them up until this point. It's not like fond memories. I hear you say not to look into it because once you do, there is no turning back, and I wish I would have listened. Well, not really. Keep up the good work. And always looking for ways to show my wife this without seeming like a crazy person. Ever watchful, Ruben M. from Cali. Sent from my iPhone. I love how they put that stamp in there. Okay, this one's called ISS Live Feed See the Face. Hi, Mark. My name is Dana, not Oliver, because your email says Oliver. While watching the ISS, why do people always use other people's emails? It kills me. I get that all the time, and because I screw up names, I screw up genders. Anyway, while watching the ISS live feed today, I noticed a man's face wearing a blue beanie, no spacesuit or helmet, reflecting on a small screen to the left. I took a screenshot real quick, and apparently NASA saw it too, because the astronaut suddenly placed his gloved hand blocking the screen and held it there for several seconds while the screen moved from view. He didn't move his hand until it was completely out of sight. It made no sense. He just held his glove there, doing nothing, just blocking the view. I've attached a couple of pics. I thought it was funny. The man's face was clearly visible. In the reflection, it was a huge oopsie for them. Sorry, the pic isn't better. I tried snapping the pic quickly. I only got one pic before the glove blocked my view. Keep up the good work. Hashtag Truth Matters, Dana Santos. And you know what, Dana, I will move that over to my... I normally open a lot of pics, but the initial couple lines threw me, so I hadn't looked at those pics yet, but I will, I promise. This one's called Music and Stuff. Hi Mark, I was listening to one of your Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes shows on YouTube and noticed that you mentioned liking to receive new music, paraphrasing. If you have the time, please have a listen to my band, and if you like the songs, let me know and I'll send you a download link and code. Be warned though, my tunes have been described as melancholic. Oh, your friend Patricia might like them. She seems to have similar musical taste to myself. The site's at airgidtheband.uk. AIRGID theband.uk. Regards, Phelim McGee. You know what? I'm going to have to click on that link too. I get so many emails and I just don't have the time to get to everything right away, but I'm going to make an effort to go to that one and listen to the melancholic music. This one's called Antarctica at Coachella. Hello, I thought you might like to see this program pick from Coachella this year. Notice the bottom portion of the text, and I will download that later, I promise. So if you guys want to check it out, and that's from Mike Young. I hadn't taken a look at that. This one's called Flat Earth Idea. Mark, I have been a truther for 11 years now, starting with 9/11, going to Planet X, and when a buddy told me the Earth was flat, my first response was BS. Then I thought, how many times have I been lied to? So I started researching. I believe I have come up with an experiment that would prove the flat Earth without a doubt. I live on the west coast of Canada. If you're interested in being part of my experiment, please let me know. Tony. And I don't know, Tony. I get a lot of experiment things. You don't need me to do an experiment, guys. You can seriously go out and just do the experiment. Grab a buddy or grab somebody and promise them a case of beer if they help you. You don't need me, but send me your video. If you do a test and you want me promoted on my channel, shoot me the results, shoot me the videos, and I will totally give you credit for it. This one's called Big Fan of Your Work. Hi, Mark. I'm a big fan of your work. I'm Canadian, 54, used to live in Victoria twice, as I believe you do now. I have researched central bankers, false flags, 9/11 in depth, Illuminati, Council of Foreign Relations, NWO, wars, politics, being a facade of puppets on strings, aliens, DUMBs, that's the deep underground military bases, fake moon landing, satellites being fake, NASA being fake, and finally the flat Earth. About a year ago, I began to wonder why the UN had an official flat Earth map. I researched flat Earth with an open mind, and here I am. Once you go flat, you never go back. A t-shirt idea with a flat Earth on it? Oh, I think it's been done. I have attempted to discuss flat Earth with certain family members and friends. The result is fairly predictable. The indoctrination process is complete in them as it was with us. I believe I have some information on more ways to discount the sun being 93 million miles away, which I have never ever seen or heard anywhere before. Perhaps you have come across it, but I'm always looking for ways to discount our ball Earth. Anyone that is interested in flat Earth can't hate math too much. I'll cut to the chase now. There's some math here I'm going to throw at you guys. NASA claims the sun is 93 million miles away. NASA claims that it is also 400 and X something thousand, 400, let's just say 400,000 miles in diameter. This would make our sun 200,000 miles in radius. NASA tells us that the core of the sun is approximately 15 million degrees Celsius or 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, and the outer surface is only about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we take 15 million times 99.88 and we get 14 million and change. 15 million Celsius minus 14 million Celsius is about 18,000 Celsius. In other words, according to NASA, the sun loses 99.88% of its energy from the core of the sun, where it is 15 million Celsius. To the outer edge, I think he's French, to the outer edge of the sun, 347,000 kilometers away or whatever. Another way to look at is the temp of 18,000 Celsius travels 93 million miles through a complete vacuum of space, and the vacuum is negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then still has enough heat energy to penetrate our atmosphere, heat our oceans, heat the soil so that plants and trees can grow. Yeah, okay, it's Easter Sunday, and I'm expecting the Easter Bunny to come along any time now. As you know, there aren't enough hours in the day to talk about or write about, discuss, and debate research flat Earth. Keep up the good work, Mark. Signed, your fellow Canadian flat earther, Brian. That's Brian Wynn, by the way. Thank you, Brian. Awesome. This one's called Mark. I ended up making a video of our call back on Strange World 98. Thanks for everything you do or have done. Most of all, thank you for opening my eyes. The clues are what got me started on this journey. Thanks for everything. I plan on trying to do some flat Earth compilation videos down the road. Yeah, there's plenty to compile now. I'm just getting started using Shortcut Video Editor on Linux Mint platform. Wow. It has some cool effects for sure. I've never even heard of Linux Mint, and I'm a geeky guy. Thanks, Mark. Joseph, It's Flat license plate out of Iowa. Awesome. And he actually made a video called Joseph Lynch Talks Flat Earth with Mark Sargent on Strange World 98. Awesome. Thank you. And I don't mind. You guys can use whatever I put up on my channel. for anything I want or anything you want. Do whatever. Put it out there. Preach. Go to church. This one's called Map Questions. Mark, do you or anyone else have a flat Earth map with fault lines? I do not, but if anyone out there is listening, could somebody draw in? Maybe was it Carly that had done something with fault lines already? Somebody, I may have received it already. I don't remember putting it in the slideshow yet, but I did put a bunch of Carly's stuff in there, and she may have done it. So if anyone has the flat Earth map with fault lines, shoot it to me, or you know what, you can email this guy directly. Shoot it to this guy directly if you have him out there. His name is, well, his email address is jandrew0730@gmail.com. jandrew0730@gmail.com. And send me a copy while you're at it. This one's called Flat Earth Research. Hello, Mr. Sargent. I believe in the flat Earth and started some research, but it's hard to find serious content in the internet. So after the game, we'll see what happens. Keep that under your hat for now. Okay, we're not telling anybody. Nobody else make 3D models right now. Seriously, I hope he gets bought out by somebody. That's really the goal of any small company like that. That he gets bought out by a big player and then things get mass produced. Do you like the new floating FE table? It's 3 inches diameter, the new hand-painted 21-inch model with city lights. I'll send the second one to you if you're interested. It will have some different granite. Granite? Is that really granite? The rug I found goes well with the theme. Also, I really enjoyed listening to you and Patricia. I can't wait to meet you two in November. Do you think she would like a model? I'd love to send one to her. Thanks, Chris Pontius. You're welcome to post these. Same cat, and there's got the cat sitting next to the models. Yeah, I gotta send these pictures off to people. So I'll also put them in the new slideshow for the next Strange World episode. So that goes into, I got a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. All right, this one's from Chip Baker, one of my music people. It's called Curvature Experiment. Please read on air. Hey, Mark, I started a YouTube channel called Tycho Parallax. That's TYCHOPARALLAX, and I've uploaded some Nikon P900 videos. The most recent is a sunset over San Clemente Island from Carlsbad, California. The island is roughly 70 miles away, according to Google, and 1,965 feet high. The video was taken from 200 feet above sea level. The mast says it should be below the curve. Perhaps a listener from the area could recreate this test. Thanks, Chip Baker. So yeah, go to his YouTube channel called Tycho Parallax, and you guys can check it out for yourself if you get a chance. And I like Chip's tracks that he's throwing at me. I love mashups of sci-fi dialogue inside of a beat, whatever that beat is. You know, if it matches well, he's done some really great stuff so far. And in fact, I'm probably going to change, if I can do it this week, I'm going to change the intro song for Strange World to his Flat Club remix, which doesn't have Fight Club dialogue, but it does have Dune, the movie Dune from the early 80s. This one's called Dinosaurs Meteors, Ancient Human, Flat Earth? ? Hi, Mark. I doubt you remember me, but I posted a video discussing Kyrie Irving's Flat Earth comments, and you said thanks for introducing my viewers to the Flat Earth. That's because I didn't know if you were pro or con. I'm emailing you because I'm a firm believer, only I get terribly stumped when asked, how do you explain meteors if we're in a dome? Why weren't dinosaurs depicted in the Bible? Where are the human remains that should date back to biblical times before and after the dinosaurs? I need help, and nobody is helping me or even trying to answer this. I, of course, said that I found giant human remains, but that still leaves meteors in a dome in the absence of dinosaurs in the Bible. I go by Arctic Red Ranger. That's the name of his YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube confusing myself with the dome model and the geothermal pond model. I'll be publishing new content soon, but I need your help. Eric doesn't respond, and math is complicated. Sorry for the huge paragraph. Oh, I got to write him back. Okay. I'm definitely going to write him back if nobody else has gotten to him. All right, and I will respond. I mean, you guys know, if you've heard my stuff in here, you've heard a million times, meteors. Look, it's part of the system. You know, again, introduce a piece of metal at high speed, metal ore, and fire it off at a shallow trajectory, use some sort of railgun technology, let friction do the rest, and try not to aim for any cities. That's, you know, and the craters that we have, and the bigger question with meteors is, why haven't they hit any satellites by now? I mean, we're not talking the big ones. You know, the meteor the size of a nickel could wipe out a satellite if you believe in satellites, and I Okay. This one, what's this one called? It's called something. It's called A Flat by the Seaside. Hi, Mark. I was pleasantly shocked to hear you read out my email on your last show. Here's a link to the video I just finished. This is our first song and video, so it's called Flat by the Seaside. You guys can listen to it if you want. I think you can look it up on YouTube. Thanks again for sending me the pics. I have given you a little shout out on the vid. If people would like a free copy of the track, they can email me at, email this guy. Here he goes. And it's called Lee and the Earwigs. But there's a hyphen between every word. So Lee hyphen and hyphen the hyphen earwigs at hotmail.co.uk. So Lee and the Earwigs at hotmail.co.uk. Otherwise, the song will be available on iTunes, etc. from April 21st, starting April 21st, which is a few weeks ago. I have left the links below the video. I would have liked to attend the Flat Earth International Conference in November, but being from the 51st state of America, otherwise known as the UK, nice, it's a little bit of a stretch for me. Thanks again, and kind regards, Lee Hayes. So sorry it took so long again, Lee. I've been so busy and there's so many emails. You don't know the pile. In fact, since I started this freaking show, or this thing right now, I've gotten 5 more emails. It's never going to end. Okay. This one's called Ascension equals 33 by Les. Mark, just spent the last several hours watching Ascension on Netflix. Yeah, it's an interesting little miniseries. Actually, a very good show. Come to find out, it was canceled after the first 6 episodes. In short, a small group of people are lied to in the 1960s and placed on a fake spaceship for a supposed 100-year journey across space to a new home in an attempt to save the human race. Fake meaning they never left Earth. Fast forward 50 years and the ship is experiencing strange anomalies. It seems one of the children, due to her confinement of the ship, has developed special powers. She learns in the very last episode she has the ability to alter realities, transporting people through space and time. Joe Rogan thing, talking about it but not endorsing it. This one's called Formula for Distance and Size. Hi Mark, my name is Tin Isini. I have discovered mathematical formula that cannot be refuted and can absolutely prove the true distance to the sun, its true size, and possibly other things about the world we live. I'm hoping someone in your audience can build the distance formula into a device precise enough to measure the distance to the sun. The size formula can be used to show perspective of objects in the distance. Like that at 248 miles in altitude, the ISS is said to be the Earth would only appear 80 feet in diameter. Huh? It would like to share them with you that you may share them with your audience. Check them out and verify them for yourself. I have drawn them up in bitmap files using Windows Paint. Feel free to contact me here. Thank you. Okay, tell you what I'll do, guys, because I'm not going to play mediator between something like this. If you guys want to, if you're a big math guy and you want to look at his stuff, you can email him directly. I'll give you his email address. TIEDEU35 at yahoo.com. So TIEDEU35 at yahoo.com. Mention that you heard his email on my show and ask for whatever mathematical thing he's got to determine the distance to the sun. Who knows? Maybe he's onto something. Never know. This one's called NASA Addresses Flat Earth Concerns, provides 360-degree video. And it is okay to read on air. It's from Jack Frost, and I don't know if Patricia read it on her show, but I'm going to read it here. Hi, guys. Okay to read on air. Our wonderful friend NASA has officially addressed the age-old flat Earth questions. How come not one single video where the camera is turned 360 or even 180 degrees? Well, now here you go, so you can shut up, flat earthers. Yeah, I know, the NASA Rocket Live 360-degree video, which was very clever, because they said, oh yeah, it's a 360-degree video, but it was only from the pad. It was only on the ground. But then you say, wait a minute, this is just the launch pad. Yes, of course you didn't actually think they were going to show you footage from space, did you? Oh, but don't worry, soon you will also be getting Ultra HD video from inside the space station. Satisfied now, flat earthers? Typical NASA mind game, so that people shut up and go back to sleep. Take care, guys. Jack. Yeah, he's absolutely right. And again, as long as you stay on top of it, when people, there are no 180, the 360-degree video, what good does it do on the ground? You might as well have shot it from the parking lot. Oh yeah, 360-degree views from the parking lot. It's like, why isn't the 360 on top of the rocket? Why isn't a 4K on a rocket right now? Why aren't there 4K cameras on somebody's rocket going up right now? They're cheap. They're easy to install. They're small. Anyway, you guys know where I'm going with this. This one's called Hi Mark. I know you are famous now. I don't know about that. So no worries if you don't get to my email. I'm now getting to your email. I've been thinking about how to prove the Earth was not flat. My idea is to take a flight halfway around the world. On board the airplane would be a glass container with the heaviest liquid possible. As the plane made its way around the globe, the liquid paint would coat the inside of the glass necessarily. If it didn't, then that would prove the Earth was not a globe. Make sense? Cheers, mate. Jeffrey from Oregon. I don't know if the paint move. I don't know. It's an interesting test. I don't know what that would prove though. If the paint moved or not and left a mark on the side of the glass. I don't know. It's interesting though. This one's called Expect the Unexpected. Hello, Mark Sargent. My name is Lincoln from Salt Lake City. I emailed you before and glad to do it again. I want to write about, oh boy, this is tough. Guys, if you're going to write me, hit the enter key every once in a while. Create some paragraphs. Don't end sentences with a whole bunch of dots because it just all runs together and it gets tough for me to read. Okay, anyway, what I write you about was the upcoming Flat Earth Conference that's scheduled to happen in November. I'm happy and excited for it, but I hope that all of you are also keeping in mind about security. It appears to me that Eric Dubay and his followers are attacking you a lot through silly comments. I know you don't pay attention to any of that, which is okay. I've been reading some comments because I think it's just funny. Those that follow Mr. Dubay are obvious to single out in the comments, and they're relentless with it. The Flat Earth movement is huge, and it's growing big time, and it's making the authorities nervous. Also, it's scaring the heebie-jeebies out of the mainstream science. What a gift to the authorities if something horrible happened at the conference and it was reported all over the news that a radical faction of the Flat Earth movement was responsible for the attack. Please, I'm not trying to incite violence or put the conference down. All I'm saying is please prepare and beware of any unexpected scenarios. As we all know that we live in a very crazy-ass world, flat that is, and these times that we are living in are very interesting and very dangerous. There's talk all over the place about a big event that's supposed to occur this year, 2017. I've heard disclosure about aliens, ancient technology, or ruins down in Antarctica being discovered, or Nibiru's Planet X appearing in the sky. I know it definitely isn't going to be the announcement that the Earth is actually flat, or will it be that. Whatever the event, I don't want it to be a tragic event at the conference. I apologize for this paranoid email, but I'd like to see the conference go with success and without incident. I'm trying to make it because I'd love to be a part of it. That's my take on this, and I want to end by saying keep up the good work and be safe always and stay flat. Peace out. Yes, there is going to be security at the conference. Yes, I am always expecting unexpected. I have backup plans for backup plans. I've thought very little rattles me nowadays because I've already thought of it, and I'm not trying to be egotistical. It's like, look, I have time in my hand. I got a big brain, so I think about a lot of stuff all the time. There's things rattling around my head. So yeah, when it comes to the conference, I've thought about all sorts of little contingencies and what could possibly happen. I'm not going to break them all down here, but I and a whole bunch of other people, by the time we get there, will be ready for almost everything. So I encourage you guys, go. I'm going to be there. And somebody tries to do something really weird. Look, any press is good press. So unless you blow up the entire thing, and even that would be great press. I wouldn't be around to see it probably. But anyway, this one's called The FAA and Hiding Flat Earth. Mr. Sargent, forgive me if you've covered this before. Listening to your interview about Hollow Earth with tinfoil hat, I was thinking about the gap between the creation of airplanes and the beginning of government regulation of air travel. I looked up the wiki entry about the FAA and found that it started in 1958. This is the first paragraph. The Federal Aviation Administration of the United States is a national authority with powers to regulate all aspects of civil aviation. These include the construction and operations of airports, the management of air traffic, the certification of personnel and aircraft, and the protection of U.S. assets during the launch or re-entry of commercial space vehicles. So, One of the major reasons that no one can get in an aircraft and fly as far as high as they want was founded 1 month after NASA. And if you remember, when drones started becoming the hot holiday item, what happened? The FAA started requiring that any drone capable of operating over 400 feet high be registered. The reasoning for this agency is clear: to prevent an uncontrolled explorer from using an airplane to discover anything about our flat, enclosed world. Thank you for what you have done, Chase. And thank you, Chase, for emailing. That's awesome. This one's called Precise Vertical Curvature Drop Calculator in the attachments. Another one. Dear Mark, I'm sending you my calculations in a Word file and Precise Vertical Curvature Drop Calculator Excel file if you want to check and see it, because I heard for many experiments that are about to start, so maybe this would help a bit. It is based on the length of the meridian line at the IUGG standard meridian. Thank you for a only joy that I have listened to your podcast here in the Blue Desert. Where is the Blue Desert? I'm going to have to look that up. Where is the Blue Fairy? That's from a movie, by the way. Okay, and you guys want to email that guy, you want his calculations, you can email him. Don't think English is his first language. It's, oh boy, FODOR, Fodor, not to, dot Tibi, TIBI dot Foca, FOCA at gmail.com. So fodor.tibi.foca at gmail.com. Awesome. Curvature drop calculator. You guys can get it from him. It looks pretty small. This one's called Theory, and it's please read on Q&A. Mark, have you seen the video where there are no forests on Earth and checked out the Hollow Earth? Yes, I have. In fact, I was in the Hollow Earth before I was in Flat Earth. What if they cut everything down and built the Hollow Earth and left us with nothing? What if this is hell and that is heaven? Ever heard of the Celestial Prophecy by James R.? What if they took our resources and went to build Shambhala and left us to suffer? Damn. Sorry for talking out of my ass. I have no one to bounce stuff. I keep bottled up. I keep you and I follow you in Pats. Oh, Pat S. I watched all your videos. All my friends and family are sheep. They won't care to wake up. I don't know what country this guy's from either. I want to go to the dig this fall. I live in North Carolina, but everyone will know I'm crazy because I think the world is flat. Hard times. The movement is my hero. Johnny. I think your last line there was the best. Your movement is my hero. It's awesome. Thank you, Johnny. And let's see, survival guide. Hi Mark, I'm a big fan of what you're doing. While listening to your videos, I sometimes hear of the survival guide that you wrote. If you don't mind, could you send that to me? I greatly appreciate it. Keep up the good work, Bill. Yes, I wrote a survival guide called Empty Shelves, and I just keep it on my desktop and I give it away free. It's about 100 pages long, and I recommend that, you guys have a copy and print it out. Seriously, don't be lazy. If you get a copy, print it out and put it somewhere. Because if the power goes out, you're going to be, oh yeah, I got to survive. Oh, wait a minute, I don't. It's on my phone and my phone's dead. Or you'll be like trying to memorize, trying to write stuff down from your phone. Or anyway. So this one's called Please Reply Back Regarding Request. Hi Mark, I as well as other friends here have been digging into this flat earth info and really need your help with sharing this with others. Would you please send me your slide deck or make your slide deck, he's talking about the slideshow, available to others? There are many slides that I find to be so valuable and I can only see them on your shows. Even if you're concerned about keeping your icon on the slides, that's fine. It would be great if you could set up a file share folder containing your slides so the story can be shared with others. If you're cool with sharing your resources with me or others, please reply back to me with the current collection of slides or the link that you're using to share the most recent collection. It will be a great way to get your name out there, as well as clues in many others. We all use those slides for our own specific presentations. I look forward to hearing back from you soon. Thanks very much for what you're doing in this regard. Thanks again, Mark. Jesse of Minneapolis. I believe it or not, you're one of the very few people that's actually asked for the slides file themselves. Like, yeah, I've got the slides here, and I can zip them up and shoot them through WeTransfer. if anybody wants them. Of course, you can also just download any of the videos and rip out the sound by just going to, you type in SS in front of the Y of YouTube on any video, and then you go to a site. Don't download the downloader. Just say download in my browser for free. Don't sign up for anything, and then you can grab it and take it from there. And I don't mind. I mean, look, none of those slides are mine. They're all from other people. I've just collected them over the last year and a half. People have sent me more and more slides. Hey, I think you use this in the slideshow. Hey, the slideshow just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I put a whole bunch in from Carly Sunshine recently. That was fun. We got time for a few more. Let's see. This one's called Flat Earth. Imagine that. Hello, I've been following your videos and others and even did the math, and I'm pretty certain that the Earth is not what they told us in school. So many lies. The reason I'm writing today is because I'm trying to get some info on the bit of video I've seen at the beginning or end of other videos of a look around a room with loud buzzing and a fellow in military uniform and then writing on a piece of paper, Flat Earth, Mark Sargent. The paper is then flipped over and the clip ends. Is that you? Where is it? Is this the fake ISS? Yeah, because they have a Sparrow missile system in a building the size of a gymnasium. Now, sign the Seeker of Truth. And P.S. I might have come to the Flat Earth Conference. I might have to come to the Flat Earth Conference. Joe Leanweber of Painted Flat Earth YouTube fame is my nephew. Oh, nice. Okay, and I already wrote this guy back. No, what he's talking about is the proof of training video. So the military guy that Sean McCrary from the United States Navy, after he did the show on Strange World, where he was saying, look, all the missile systems say the world's flat and it's not spinning and all this other fun stuff, just to prove that who he says was, he took two videos. One was him in a helicopter flying to the United States Navy ship, the Iwo Jima. And the other one, which I was really surprised because it seemed somewhat confidential and classified, was he actually showed a video of himself inside the missile training room, the Sparrow missile training room on the base. And, no windows. It's a missile training room. And he didn't say anything. He just took a napkin and a wax marker and wrote Flat Earth Mark Sargent on it and then flipped around to him to show, it's the same guy. And that was it. A very, very simple video. And it's on my channel. You can see it. Just type, United States Missile Instructor. Type that into, or United States Missile Instructor, Flat Earth. Type that into YouTube. You'll get to it. And it's interesting. So that's that. So I sent it to him. And hopefully he got something out of it. Okay, do we have time for one more? I always try to end on a happy one if I can. Let's see. This one's called Flat Earth Update: The Occultic Roots of Fake Space, and it was sent to a whole bunch of people. Patricia, she's done some great stuff. You've seen part one. Check out. Nope, that is not one I'm going to end on. This one's called CERN. How about this one? This one's called Interview Idea. Read in Q&A. Mark, there's a guy who Joe Rogan's friend, his name is Eddie Bravo. He utterly believes Flat Earth, but he's on a live podcast botching everything up for us because he can't explain it properly. Why not talk to him, see if he could bring you on and debate about it, or do a podcast with Eddie Bravo? People who watch Joe Rogan believe conspiracies, but not all of them believe Flat Earth because of people like Eddie Bravo going around defending it with his without comprehensible answer to questions that would lead to answers debunking the whole idea. Just a thought. Bravo got Eric Dubé on his live video podcast. I think you and DITRH should tag team it. Thanks. And yeah, look, Eddie Bravo is going to do what he's going to do, and people have reached out to him. It's like, look, you need notes. We did the same thing to B.O.B. Jaronism got a hold of B.O.B., the rapper, and so look, you need help. We're here, and we are the Flat Earth community. We know our stuff. It doesn't matter how long you've been in it. You know more than the average person out there, and I am more than happy to help anybody. So please solicit people on my behalf and say, look, Mark Sargent will gladly go on whatever show it is and break it down for you. I mean, it's burned into my head. It's never coming out. All right, do we have time for one more? Mark, is it possible that in 2015 scientists using the Swiss CERN collider tried to recreate the Big Bang were actually trying to break through the firmament? Yes, I think it's very possible. Why not? HAARP couldn't do it. Atomic weapons couldn't do it. Why not CERN? The project reminded me of one of the 1950s attempt by Russia and the United States to study the effects of exploding nuclear weapons in space, the real purpose of which may have been to blast the firmament. Your thoughts? Dick Sexton. That's a great name. Dick Sexton. That's a porn name. But I'm not going to end on a porn name. There's got to be a better email. We've got to find something. Okay, let's do this one. We're going to end on this one. Promise. This is it. Flat Earth Clues idea only. Mark, I'm a big fan of yours. I like the way you presented your Clues series, and I must say you have a hypnotic voice that comes across with confidence and authority. I just wanted to drop you a quick note for a suggestion. You may or may not have considered doing your Clues type of platform with 9/11. If not, I believe you should consider it. I realize you're busy all the time, but hear me out. I believe in education and feel this is the biggest lie our government has perpetrated on us that is obvious and notably layered in a way that your series could work if put together correctly. An X number of clues that lay out the obvious nature by which the official story is false. I know you might be feeling like this is a beating a dead horse, but not enough people recognize the obvious involvement our government has played in it. I have always approached 9/11 to my fellow listeners as trying to make them realize we do not need to know what happened, only what didn't happen. Either way, consider it. I believe you could change the world for the better, and your outlook on people and the expectations you hold if all people knew that they were being watched by our creator was extremely powerful for me. While I do not catch every show, interview, and appearance you make, I do follow you on occasion, and I'm always impressed by your demeanor towards your fellow man. You should feel proud that you have touched so many with a positive message in a world filled with so little. And while the flat earth may be the biggest lie of all time, if true, it was not invented by our government. Therefore, they have an out, so to speak. Thanks for reading this and any consideration you put into it. And if you haven't gotten this far into the letter, then you are not what I'd hope you'd be. Best, I remember you as you were. Best to you. Thanks, Paul Corbin. And Paul, look, I'm not knocking. Look, I was 9/11. It's. I don't know if I could break it down in clues, but honestly, the bigger reason is that flat Earth is so huge. It's such a giant umbrella that every other conspiracy gets knocked down to a different tier, including 9/11. Yeah, 9/11 was an elaborate deal, and the short version of 9/11 that I try to tell people is like, look, you believe in 9/11, then look at Building 7. Building 7 is the big thing there. Building 7, a 50-story building that dropped on its own hours after the fact, even though a plane never even hit it. Dropped at free fall speed. All the cameras were on it. It was completely photographed. And not only that, the weirder part about Building 7 was that a British television team reported it falling and collapsing 20 minutes before it actually happened. Literally, they're reporting it, and it's still up, burning over their shoulder. The only thing that would have been more perfect is if they were saying it collapsed, 20 minutes ago, and then it collapsed while, on camera while they were talking about it. That's what have made it better. But again, 9/11. There's so many great documentaries out there that talk about it. I don't know if I could, if I put the effort into it, I don't know if it would make the conspiracy that much better. But it's out there. It's out there already. And for me, the flat Earth is too big to ignore, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And continue to focus on until the end. No offense. 9/11, it's a big deal. Flat Earth is bigger. Anyway, guys, if you want to email me with any of your questions, comments, suggestions, or you want to even troll me, I'll read a troll letter from time to time. If I get one, like all those emails, not a single troll in the bunch. But you can send an email to msargent23@comcast.net. Until then, guys, stay flat.